Good morning. It's the wonderfully peaceful, if a little bit misty, Buxton Heath. Can't really go through a season without visiting Buxton Heath. There's always quality here, and it's kind of late summer season now. Well, it's not. It's late midsummer season, early late summer season. Does that make sense? You know, you've got the probably the common spotted and the heath spotted and the southern marsh reaching the end of their stint here, but hopefully we're going to catch some fragrant marsh fragrant orchids, Marshhaliburys, all that sort of stuff. I've come a little bit later than I normally come to Buxton Heath, so I'm going to sort of test it out a little bit later in the season and hope we get a better mix. But always good here, always good, always quality. So yeah, looking forward to this one. Buxton Heath. Never come here without wellies on. It's a heath spotted orchid. There's always these curious deer here, not afraid of anything. The first of what will probably be quite a few Marshhalibury that I would expect to be in flower at this stage of July. It's a lovely marsh fragrant orchid, about 50% open. Don't think I'll see a fully open one today, but it's probably more open than I've seen any of the previous ones here, which is good. Looks like there are hundreds and hundreds, as there was last year, of these Marshhalibury. Spotty leaves on this one, so presumably a common spotted southern marsh hybrid. A very classical, very pale heath spotted orchid. Some nice markings on that one. I think we'll put that one down as a common spotted. Heath spotted orchid. They're all mixed up in this little patch here. In theory they're not supposed to grow together. There's one likes alkaline and one likes acidic soil. There's obviously some mix going on in this, well there always is at Buxton Heath, but this is definitely a heath spotted orchid. pure southern marsh orchid. Another lovely pale heath spotted orchid. A lovely pink heath spotted. Just a few inches away from this nicely marked common spotted. So they really are budding up next to one another. Nicely marked heath spotted orchid. That's a real clonker of a southern marsh orchid. Sort of beautiful tone within it. I mean, just looking at the markings seem to spread far and wide. You'd almost say it has got a bit of something going on with it, but I think it's a pure southern marsh orchid, and a very, very nice one. Lovely colour. Some serious spots on that heath spotted orchid. I'd probably hazard a guess at this being a hybrid heath spotted orchid, southern marsh orchid. You can, if I just mark it with my pen, down the centre here is where all the patterns concentrate, all the spots are concentrated, which is typical southern marsh. It's also got that background, sort of soft mauve colour, which is sort of pale southern marsh, but you've got these really wide leaves with a short lobe on it. Sorry, wide leaves, wide flower, sort of typical heath spotted shaped flower. So I'd definitely put that down as a hybrid between southern marsh and heath spotted. Could be wrong, but I'm at least 90% on that one. That's a real clonker of a heath spotted orchid. Only just opening really, but lovely colouring. Beautiful colouring on that heath spotted orchid. With the pink hoods, really, really nice. I love these pink hooded heath spotteds. I think that's probably my favourite colour scheme. Definitely heath spotted orchid leaves on this one, with the sort of quite distinctive heath spotted orchid spots on it. But I'd say the Southern Marsh definitely in that as well. So I'd put that one down as a hybrid as well. Pretty certain. Another of these very nicely coloured Southern Marsh orchids. Another one of these strangely coloured Southern Marsh orchids with a strange coloured flower. Makes it look more like common spotted, but there's no spots on the leaves. Could still be a hybrid. Very nicely coloured though. There's another one. Very strange things. Well, I wanted to see a near full flowered Marsh Fragrant orchid. I reckon this is probably as good as I'm going to see. Pretty good. I think I'm going to go heath spotted on that one. It nearly said common spotted, but it's heath spotted. Pretty sure. The big Marsh Fragrant orchid. Bit of a clonker heath spotted orchid there. Very nice one. Very faint and very small spots on the leaves. Tells me there's heath spotted orchid in there. But another of these has definitely got Southern Marsh in it as well. Another hybrid. Pretty sure. Nice pale Southern Marsh. Great markings on that heath spotted. Very bold. Common spotted orchid at last. Not seen one over here for a while. Another nice pale Southern Marsh orchid. Really nice markings on that one. I was going to say common spotted orchid. Yeah, it's a common spotted orchid. Very nice. Sweating like a dog. It's hard work. There's some nice orchids here, but the rains that we've had in recent days, I mean, this place is a marsh anyway. Even during drought conditions, this place is a marsh, as I've said in previous seasons. But with the rain they've had here in the last week, it's a swamp plus today. And unfortunately, some parts of the reserve that usually yield some very good orchids, you cannot get anywhere near it. You know, I've lost a wellie twice managed to retrieve it, but that's how deep it is in places, and it's just not worth it. It's too dangerous really to try and wade into some of those spots. So large swathes are cut off. There's still some areas around the very wet parts that you can find orchids, but I can't get into the heart of the reserve, unfortunately. So but still fantastic orchids here. They're all quality. You know, you get a bit blasé after a while with the Heath spotted. If they were up near Peterborough, you'd be stopping and filming them for an age, but here you just get, oh, there's just another Heath spotted orchid, and move on. So not too many absolute conkers, but had to come. You just never know what's going to be here, and if you don't come and have a look, you will never know. And at least I found Marsh Fragrant orchids, almost fully in flower. That is a box that I wanted to tick, so good to see. But as I say, I'm getting the hell out of here now. It's too much like hard work. So I think probably one more summer orchid trip. I said I wasn't going to go out and do pyramidals, but I think I'll have an evening at a local pyramidal site and just see if I can have a bit of fun with those. There's been some cracking pictures on the internet, so I'll go out and see if I can find some weird and wonderful pyramidal orchids. So I will see you then.